So we went to China almost like 3 to 4 times. So they spent a lot of time and effort in working on the finalizing the CRM. So really appreciate the team's efforts on that. And also the production operations team. I know we had a lot of difficulties in stabilizing the assembling line, and we to honestly speaking, we made some mistakes in the designing, on the finalization of the assembling lines. We should have gone for the lead bar, but by mistake we went for the south bar, and that had a lot of trouble in the operation production. And somehow production and operations team really stepped up, supported and stabilized that. So really appreciate their efforts in the last 1 year in that front. And finance team. See, most of the people don't realize there is a too much work burden in the finance team. Since we are a listed company, there also comes a lot of compliance work and difficulties. So I'm seeing them working almost late hours every day, and night also a lot of work they are doing behind the scene. And with the support, a lot of bank limits we have got. You might not know that now we have like 3 banks, a lot of additional supporting mechanism, channel financing. So a lot of things they have done behind the scenes. So let's say we are doing a CRM project, we have a bank loan for that. So behind the scene, they are supporting us a lot. So really appreciate the finance team's support to reach this level, and also ensuring the compliance. It's been 2 years since we got listed. May 26th, 2023 we got listed. Till now we haven't got any major violence, GST notice or IT notice. Somehow they are managing without giving any issues to me. So really appreciating finance team on that front. Okay, and we also in the seals production was 80% up. It's almost around 7 crore seals in the last year compared to previous financial year. So we must really appreciate Suresh for increasing the sales. We've been in the industry for almost 4 years, but why in the 5th year is a big jump. So we really should appreciate Suresh's efforts on delivering that kind of. But also, unfortunately, he is moving to Singapore in a month's time, right? So now, whatever work he was doing, he is delegating to 3 people: Ulas, Jabasti, and Riaz. So hopefully, these 3 people will surpass whatever he has delivered with his guidance. So all the best.
Into 3, sir.
Yeah. So now, like 3 guys are doing one man's work. So I'm expecting at least like 2 times results. Also, and as HR department, first I would like to thank Sadish and Bharat for organizing this event really nicely. Thank you very much. And in the last financial year, our purchase team has done a really good job, especially. Before that, we had difficulties or bad luck with the purchase guys. Almost 3-4 purchase guys we got and replaced, fired. So it was like a bad luck. But after these 2 guys, Karthik and Balaji has joined, now purchase is one of the best performing team. And a lot of improvements they have done in the raw material front, supplier front. And the last 1 year we have done so much operational contracts, so much firefighting in the purchase. So it was done smoothly. So really appreciate the purchase team's efforts. And last but not least, the sales team, the engine of Krishca. So almost like we have grown 50-40% in the sales last year. And in OC also, we had like 1 OC 2 years back, now we have almost like 14 OC. So the kind of effort and growth we have delivered in the strapping industry and operational contract industry, none of the other company have done this kind of growth in the short time. So really appreciate Shivaji sir and his team's effort in growing the sales, despite all the other problems we are having. See, if you ask me what are the things we are as a management we are focusing strategically. See, we are now meeting and discussing this point in a very unfortunate time. Like Naskar sir mentioned and Sivaj sir mentioned, there is not much margin in the steel strapping sales. Okay, and everyone is cutting everyone, and it's like a real red ocean. That's what we are in. So we are thinking, discussing on various things to come out of this red ocean to blue ocean. So I just would like to highlight few points on what we are having in mind. One is we have grown a lot in the last 2 years in OC, from one operational contract from Sham Metallics to almost like 13 to 14 OC. But we focus mostly on the growth, but now this is a time to focus on margin improvement. We have to take a back seat and analyze each and every side in depth, like where is the expenses are going, how we can improve the margin, how we can improve the employee cost. Each and each OC wise we have to go in depth. So we have to focus mostly on origin margin improvement in OC. So that is going to be a very big focus area personally for me. And as we all discussed, fixed cost reduction. So we are already working on it. Like fixed cost is like employee costs, whatever the rentals, like fixed cost. So we are already working on employee optimization. Some employees we reduced, and we are also working on power cost optimization, and so on. So any opinion, suggestion on fixed cost reduction is appreciated. So from anyone, it can be from finance, it can be from operation, it can be even from like travel expenses, for example. So whatever you can contribute towards fixed cost reduction is very much appreciated. And we also discussed the other point. There are a lot of orders, like Gopal mentioned clearly. A lot of orders we are doing, and we are not getting anything. So much effort being wasted, be it production, logistics effort, and also we are paying interest for the loans we are having. We are doing so much, and end of the day, there is no margin contribution. So Shivaji sir and Naskar, we are actively identifying those sectors, customers or orders. From now onwards, we will be stopping those orders. Till now, we focused a lot on growth. Okay, the growth was the top line was the biggest priority. Now it is time to focus on bottom line. So wherever we are not getting much contribution, this is the time to stop those kind of orders. And Dilip knows very well the power cost, per ton power cost has increased drastically. Okay, so now we have to do something to bring it down. Again, this is also part of margin improvement. So we are at the verge of finalizing a 1 megawatt solar plant. Balaji is working on it. Also, like we discussed, some power reduction also we are doing. And one more thing to finance team is that we are always running cash flow, like cash flow issues. Like receivables are 30 crores, but today there is no fund in the bank to transfer some urgent payments. This is keep on happening, right? So we are, even though we increase the bank limits, again we are running into the same issue. It's not that we are having short of funds. Almost 40-50 crore funds are there in RM and FGR receivables, but it's not available to us at the right moment. Okay, but we are in a very peculiar industry. Customers are not in our control. We cannot force Vedanta or sale or JSW to make payment on time. These are monopoly. Unfortunately, I think you can hear me, right? Yes. So unfortunately, we were not in a position to force the customers to make payment on time. So in this instance, we should focus on alternate mechanisms like various bill discounting opportunities. We have to actively explore because all these MNCs we can do bill discounting. So I'm requesting the finance team to focus on like RX. A lot of things are there. So initiate those things and try to support with the better cash flow. Yes. And strategically, we are keeping CR as the highest priority because having a CR will give a strategic solution to all of our problems, like raw material purchase, inventory management. Like Gopal is saying, a lot of inventory is there, but we are having orders. So those kind of things we can avoid once we have our in-house CR. So based on the orders we can produce, So that will also reduce the inventory levels also. And various grades what Karthik mentioned. Various grades we are trying to develop from other vendors. The last 5 years we are trying, but unfortunately we are unable to succeed with TPI, with various people we tried. End of the day we lost money with Pennar also. So RM development, I lost the hope in the last 1 year. Earlier I was very actively trying. But that's why we are coming in with a strategic solution. Having CRM, we can do the R&D whatever we want. Okay. So hopefully, once we do that, a lot of peculiar, problems will have a permanent solution. And I think recently, Naskar and Swaji had a good exploration meeting in good segment. Hopefully, we'll be getting more orders with a better margin from. That is also one of the major area for us.
Even Bangladesh also, Vishal is focusing on the jute market around the 250 tons is there. That is where
is there. I've been hearing it for some time. Some results required attention.
250 tons alone, 1 year is doing.
Yeah, hopefully both in India and domestic, we need some research in goods. Until we have a permanent solution, I appreciate the Karthik's efforts in developing new grades with the existing suppliers. And one more personal focus to me is desiccant. We've been seeing a good potential in the market and a better margin than other products. So we should take it up on a top priority. So I suggest Swaji sir and Tapresh and his team, take it up on top priority. Whatever required, in terms of infrastructure, we are willing to invest on our war-footing basis. But in return, we are expecting immediate results. It cannot be like we put a guy in Egypt 6 months, no order. That kind of situation I want to avoid from now onwards. So let's say we are putting some focus within 2 months, some at least 20 tons consistent results we are expecting from this vertical especially. So desiccants could be our next seals department. Dilip remembers we started seals with the 1 lakh, 2 lakh per month. And now we are doing almost 85 lakhs in 5 years. So similar, result we can do with the desiccant also. In 2 years' time, it could be 100 tons per month vertical. So it is very much possible. It is just in our time. So I'm expecting Prashant and Tabriz, Swaji, everyone to take it up on top priority and make it like a seals vertical, which is a high margin. There is no complaint, quality issue. Like it should be some high contribution vertical.
And this financial year we are going to announce for secondary packaging as well as desiccants incentive scheme also for all the sales scheme.
See, regarding the incentive scheme, I given a free hand to Swaji to design the scheme, to monitor on a monthly basis, also to give the incentive based on the scheme. So it is going to be the sales team only framing, sales team only doing the sales. You guys are going to get that much independency we are given. So we'll see. See, personally, if you look at the export sales is the area of concern. The last first quarter, Q1 in this financial year, I think this is the lowest export sales we have seen in the last 4 quarters. So we have got, I think, less than 2 CR sales in exports in the last quarter, which is very alarming. Especially, you have to take it up on very seriously. So you've given a 3.3 million of target, so that is supposed to be like 7 CR per first quarter. We are just less than 2 CR. In first quarter, there's a deficit of 5 CR. So I'm really, I don't know how we're gonna reach even the last year's figures. It is understandable the steel strapping pricing is a big concern. That is the reason they are not able to scale up. But it is very alarming to see there is a very less orders booked in the primary packaging also compared to last year, even last quarter also. So I suggest Swaji sir and Askar and take it up on top priority. And at least from this quarter onwards, we should see some better order booking in the primary packaging. And regarding packing contracts, so think we are on June 25th, July 25th. Right, exactly 2 years back, we got the first operational contracts, Sham Metallics. And we must appreciate Vishal's efforts in breaking the first order. That time we never thought that our OC division will be growing so fast. We never had this kind of idea. Okay, this is the current order book. So as on date, we have close to 200 crore confirmed orders, POs, for the next 5 years. For the current year, we have a 75 crore order book. So from 2 crores to 75 crore in exactly 2 years. So this is a very remarkable journey. So I'm appreciate Shivaji sir's and Vishal's effort in achieving this target. So hopefully this 75 crore per annum order book, we should bring it to at least 200 crore per annum. From 2 to 75 crore in 2 years. So 75 to 200 in 5 years is easily achieved. Okay, so I'm expecting the packing contract vertical to outperform the strapping vertical from this financial year. I think in this year itself, we'll be having more revenue from packing contracts than the direct sales. Correct, sir?
Yes.
But one major area of concern in the packing contract is that we have a large number of strapping based orders in Sham Metallics, Avon, Real. We are not having any PVC in the packing contract. Right, sir?
Vedanta, we are doing only Vedanta.
Vedanta also have it done this first quarter. Any PVC do that, right?
It will be adjusted. It will not pay. It will be.
Any emails we have sent to the customer. We should initiate it. That's what I'm trying to say. So we have PVC even in
Apple Apollo.
also having that. Still, none of the contracts we have in this list. I think few contracts are having PVC, and some contracts we don't have. Even though we have something written in the PO, we are not following it up. So no one is having a monthly target or for follow up on increasing the pricing. Now pricing is on increasing trend. If we have done it, at least 3-4 lakhs per month, the price would have been increased. I suggest finance team and sales team work on this. Put a guy, put someone on this to follow it up. Unless until we ask the customer, no one is going to take it up. It is our money, we should take it up on top priority. So Vishal, Shivaji sir and Yuvraj, I suggest you three focus on this, especially because we are losing almost 3-4 lakhs, if I'm not wrong, on a monthly basis. Just because we are not asking the PO. Even though we don't have the PO, still we can ask. It's like unless until you ask, customer is not a problem. If you ask, you might get it. So I suggest the sales team to take it up on very top priority. And one more exciting news is that we acquired the company in Nagpur. So we taken 60% stake. Most of you already know about that company. What they are doing. They are into steel rule cutting die production. So there is a multiple reasons for this acquisition. It's not a really a profit making company, nothing like that. But still, there is a very good long-term potential they are seeing in this company. So they are having a very good hardening and tempering script knowledge. And in fact, our hardening tempering line, they only fixed it. That's how we got to know. So we are planning to add various special drip products. We have some 3-4 products in discussion. Hopefully, we'll start adding by one. So from this company, at least they're expecting 10 crore revenue the next financial year. This year they might do 3-4 CR, but next year at least 10 CR is the expected revenue. And one more good thing is that we can sell 100 tons of our C50 material. So whatever we are producing from our new sphere. So it's like a captive consumption. One more captive consumption for us. Some other major updates. We are also planning for a rooftop in the new factory. Upon immediately completing the factory, we will be having a rooftop of 1.1 megawatt solar plant. So this will help us in reducing the consumption and power cut scenarios. We recently took up this SS trading. Unfortunately, due to some BIS regulation, it is on hold. We are actively exploring some 2 to 3 crore of trading SS coils. Done one shipment for 2.5 CR. One more shipment is clearance. Hopefully, we will get some 30-40 crore of revenue from this trading vertical this financial year. Also, we are at the verge of closing the Bokaro trial order. So hopefully, once we get the clearance from Bokaro, we will be eligible to supply to all the major ASUs. So it's been 5 years since we are not having eligibility criteria to supply to PSU. There is more than 200 crore worth scrapping supply tenders are happening in a yearly basis with a very high margin. Strategically, Shivaji sir somehow got the trial order last financial year. Supply also done. There are some hiccups we are looking on it. Hopefully, upon completion this quarter, we will get the eligibility. See, if you ask me personally, what I am focusing in the company as a founder, managing director. Unfortunately, like I said, the business we are in, it is like a downhill. Okay, in terms of margin. Like Shivaji sir pointed out, the production capacity of all the manufacturers has increased, whereas the demand is not increased. Everyone is fighting for volume, not for margin. So this is not a very ideal scenario to be. Okay, even if we had a discussion last week. So even if we sell 1,500 tons per month also, the profitability is not visible. We don't see any positive shift in this direct scrapping sales market in the near future. So we've been proactively trying to diversify. Diversification is everyone's focus. Okay. So as you all know, the primary packaging sales we started from last financial year itself. Because we know this scrapping market is not going to be a very good place to be. That's why strategically we started the primary packaging division last financial year. I think some 5 to 6 crore of revenue has done in the last year. Hopefully we will be increasing that revenue this financial year. So when we had an issue in the scrapping market and we entered into the packing contract market. So the 2 crore revenue, what we are done 2 years back, now we are doing almost 75 crore revenue in the packing contract. And finance team must have seen, the individual P&L for each packing contract. There is some margin compared to direct sales. Yes. We are able to say some net margin is there in the packing contract.
Overall is.
So there is, it's like better than being a starting manufacturer. Packing contract is a little better margin. So, but even after reaching some 75 crore of business, still that is not enough. So what we are doing now, we are focusing on shifting our focus to be a total packaging solution provider. So in addition to scrapping packing contracts, so we are now adding this against primary packaging. Okay, so that's going to be the next strategic shift. We have to add like we also made a so hot strap. What of things we are trying to add wherever margin can be extracted. But that is also not going to be enough. Okay, let's say we add next year again there will be some more supplier. So being a consumer supplier is not easy. Let's say 2 years you are making margin on product. There will be a change in the industry. Some manufacturer will come. End of the day, reducing the pricing is going to be the only strategy. We cannot make a super duper product which is high margin. It is very difficult being in the packaging industry. So we have to re-innovate ourselves on a yearly basis. Okay, so in the near future, I want Krishca to be identified as a special steel supplier. Okay, that's why we are entering into this CRP. This can give us a very high rate of growth in a very short period of time. Also, if you look at as an industry overall, I don't feel we have anything in our country. Okay, even raw material suppliers are dictating us, right? Even Tata, JSW, all big suppliers, right? So we are a small customer. So we don't get any priority. So even they are our customers are also big giants. They are also dictating us. Customers are not in our control. Suppliers are not in our control. Even competition in the landscape also is very difficult. So we are supplying almost 90% of the product with credit and not getting payment on time. But whereas our raw material pay advance. So I feel as a strapping manufacturer, packing contractor, or total packaging solution provider, customers, suppliers, even the process, nothing is in our control. So my focus is taking control over the entire cycle. So CRM is the first step in this process. So once we have control over the production and purchase, and slowly we will be reducing our reliance on these non-performing, non-productive orders, including operational contracts. Wherever we have issues in operation, or let's say manpower issue, less margin, slowly in the long run we have to come out of this. Let us focus on only wherever the margin is coming. Let us work with peace of mind. So I am suggesting let us everyone work together to take control over the entire life cycle of what we are doing, so that we can run without any cash flow issue, without any purchase production issue. So that will be our personal focus. That's all. Thank you.